All right. I love how everything is lining up right now. So we have the health huddle tonight. Tonight's the first day of the month. We've been doing the boot camp, which has been really awesome. I'll go over some things there. So we decided to just conjoin it all up tonight. Thought that'd be the most fun thing to do and kick off the month. And I just love starting after that topic, Susan. I mean, really, I don't think we could have picked a better topic for tonight here. Hold on, I got to mute somebody real quick. I think I got it. Perfect. Just for looking at our health and everything that we coach and everything that we've been doing and what we bring to people. I mean, I just love that topic. So many different things resonate with me, and I could tell by the chat that I think a few things resonated with a few other people here tonight. So this is boot camp number 5 for all the boot campers. So we started a month ago, so congrats. You guys all made it 1 month. And, we just focused on setting aside 35, 40 minutes every Tuesday just to remain consistent during this holiday season. We're all in the health challenge, which has been really awesome to see the victories there. I mean, guys, like seriously awesome to see the posts week by week on all the stuff that's going on there. But just to elevate that level of purpose, usually the holidays take us over, but right now we're taking over the holidays with our purpose, and a purpose in our health and purpose in our business and all the people that we're helping. So you guys are here today. It's good to see a nice full room. So congrats on the consistency. And I just was actually going back listening to the first call that we did and some of the tips that some of our first people had. And I just love that it was like we encourage people to turn some things off that were distracting us for this season. Just to live life on purpose is really what it all comes down to. So I've got a few different things I want to cover tonight, but just one, remembering that this is the season, not only that a lot of people are going to get healthy, but this is where you're going to plant a lot of seeds. Little known fact, actually most people decide what they're going to do with their health on December 15th. They've already started to make the decision. So over the next little bit is where we're going to plant some really strong seeds. People are going to choose health with us in the new year. So before I get to any of that, again, first month in boot camp, literally knocked it out of the park. We generally do the boot camps, and we are doing this based on something Terry Miller did a few months back, and it was so awesome. I really enjoyed it. And again, so many people were like, oh, I miss my boot camp call every Saturday morning. It feels so weird not hopping on first thing in the morning. So we want to do something to help remain consistent through this holiday. And boy, howdy, are we doing that. So just want to go over some new rank advancements. And guys, we're only 1 month in. We set this up so that a lot of people would hit ED this month and qualify for Go Global, and maybe even hit in January and really set up their new year. So we already have new executive directors and a lot of great stuff. So I'm going to go over this real quick. New Team Global members that are submitted today, Don and Brian Chow. New regional directors, Suzanne and Scott, and Mickey. New executive directors, Courtney, Becca, and Ken. Congratulations. New directors, Brandy and Kathy. New associate directors, Charlene, Maureen, Abby, Michelle, and Bob. Rachel. New managers, Paige, Nikki, Rita, Tasha, Summer, Dan and Jill, and Kaylin. And I got to move some people over so I can see over here. New senior coaches, Alicia, Michelle, Tatum, Tara, Christine, Christina, Callie, Lisa, Amy, Alice, and Dawn. And internet's actually kind of weird here in Germany because I'm still here in Germany. It's about 3 a.m. in the morning here, but I couldn't miss this call because there's so much to celebrate. This is an incredible month, you guys, and I just want to give you guys a big pat on the back for that. A lot of people setting up their new year, a lot of people that are just doing a lot of great things. And again, we're only 1 month into this boot camp. So I just want to congratulate all of you guys on that. And actually to do that, I could talk up here. Susan's going to share some stuff a little later. Don's going to share some stuff too. But we just you have so many people in here that are doing great things. So we just wanted to grab a few people, one of our new executive directors and a few people that just really 5-and-1'd their business really well, because really what it comes down to is just staying consistent, loving on people, moving people forward, and just 5-and-1 in your business every single month. So first I was going to bring Courtney on. Courtney, are you there?
I am, Brad. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Congrats on executive director. Tell people a little bit about, a little bit of your story and a couple tips that helped you reach out to that many people, because you went ED pretty quickly.
I did. Basically everything you just said. Just remaining consistent and loving on them and, helping them get to where they're going. But my big thing that gets people driving is I post on Facebook all the time. And if anybody likes a comment, if anybody comments on it, I'm following up with them, and I'm getting them on 3-way calls with my coach. Every single one of the people I've signed up, I've done a 3-way call with my coach, and she's been side by side with me. So that's plugging in, remaining consistent, and following up, I think, are your big things. So
Yeah, I can tell I've got to have some cool conversations with you. And not only, I mean, so just tell people real quick a little bit, how much are you down and what's changed in your health? Real quick, just real quick. I don't go into the whole long story of it because we could go on for a while. I know a lot's changed.
You know me, I have a gift to gab. Um, I am down 53 pounds and since June. And by being a coach, that's what's a driving factor for me, is just loving on them people is helping me love on myself and keeping me keeping me in check, I guess. When I'm telling somebody what to do, I better be doing what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's
So
been an awesome journey.
change your health. You stay focused daily. You comment, you reach out and you keep good accountability and you use your coach to do team coaching and just plug people in and keep it fun. So pretty much just you do the basics daily.
I do every day.
Ah, so good. Congratulations on executive directors just getting started. But thanks for sharing some tips tonight for people.
Thanks, Brad.
Yeah. And next, we're going to go to a solid 5-1er of their business last month. Nikki was going to share. Nikki, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thanks, Brad.
Hey, Nikki. Yeah, tell people a little bit. You had an awesome month last month. Tell people a little bit, a couple of your tips that really helped you last month.
Yeah, just starting out the day every day, just being super intentional from the get-go, and following those daily recommended high leverage activities on my map, utilizing the three-way calls with my coach, my coaching support team, I should say. And I've layered coaching with all 10 of my clients. I added 5 new clients last month, and just sharing with everybody that wants to listen. I kind of don't keep close track of the numbers. I'm just out there to share with as many people as I possibly can. And my goal this month again is to add 5 clients and then a couple coaches.
Oh, I love it. You're just remaining consistent, 5-1, focusing on the people. That's why we have the map. I love that you use the map in the three-way phone calls because it helps you stay focused on the people. The numbers will take care of themselves if you focus on the people. So, congrats and great job helping people. And you're obviously, you're new. So, I'm just gonna give
Mm-hmm.
you a good heads up on the new year. It gets really awesome if you keep doing what you're doing. So, I'm proud of you. Keep up the great work.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, and then we were also going to hear from Abby. If Abby was able to make it on, you had another solid 5-1er last month.
Hi.
There she is. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear
Hold on,
me?
yeah. Did you call in? Or are you?
No,
You're not popping up on my screen.
I'm here.
Huh. Anyways, you know what? I can't see it. Maybe other people can, but give people a little bit of a tips. I mean, you shot out of the gate. You've been really active in the challenge. It's been really fun to see all your people getting healthy. Shot right up. I mean, you did a little bit more than the 5-1 last month. Give people
Yeah.
some of the tips that you've been utilizing that's really helped you reach out and help a lot of people.
Sure. My husband usually makes fun of me about how much I use my social media account. Um, and I don't know where. Um, and so I've just kind of taken advantage of it, and it's kind of the same thing that Courtney was talking about. He was talking about, like, I follow up with everybody on Facebook. Like, if you like it, I touch base with you. If you comment on it, I really touch base with you. Like, if you send me a message because of it, I touch base with you. And I just started coaching 3.5, almost 4 weeks ago, and I have a list of 43 people. I had to make a new page on my map because everybody didn't fit. And it was kind of funny. And I was talking with Dawn and Christina about it. And I was like, guys, what am I supposed to do? I can't carry around 40 pieces of paper. And they're like, yes, you can if you need to. But it's been really great because it's already been an overflow. When I wasn't coaching, I was just a client. And so I just shared my story. And a lot of that, now that I'm being intentional about it, is paying off. Like, the seeds were already planted months ago, and now the harvest is coming. So it's been awesome. The three-way calls, at first I was really nervous about it because I'm one of the people that doesn't want to get on the phone either, like with my coaches when I first started. But using them has been amazing. When I started my first coach, it was because my coaches were there to back me up because we had already established a relationship on three-way calls. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even have a coach under me now or in my care at all because she would have never started. So it was really fantastic. And this first month has been so eye-opening. Today has been one of those crazy days for me at my nursing job. I barely slid into the phone call, and I was just like, you know what? It's all the more fuel to the fire for me to continue doing what I'm doing. So maybe I don't have to do so much crazy at my RN job.
Yeah, well, that's the future if you keep paying it forward. So, well done on everything, Abby. I love so much about your health. You're paying it forward. Using the three-way phone calls, the team coaching, everything that you're doing is so spot on. I love it, and just obviously living a little bit of purpose in your life right now. It's so perfect, and it just really opens up your eyes that there are so many people around you, and if you write them down and you focus on them and just love on people and you just move them forward, there's always someone to help. So well done. Great job on your first full month in coaching. Definitely 5 and 1 your business and then some.
Thanks.
Awesome. And then we're actually going to hear one last one from one of our residents. Actually, she's training on a lot of these boot camps. Is Amber Newman. Solid, actually 10 and more than 5 and 1 last month. Brought on 10 clients. And it's not just that you bring on 10 clients in a month. It just, guys, the biggest thing you learn is just consistency. The tips that we just heard here. So I wanted Amber to share a little bit. 3 years plus in, still having plenty of people to help. Not to mention during the holiday season. Help happens at all times, and there's always someone to help. So I thought I'd have Amber share if her internet was available tonight.
Yeah, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good. Go for it.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Brad. Yeah, it was an exciting month. And, I'd like to say there's a big secret, but there really isn't, you guys. It's all about consistency. And actually, I wanted to give a shout out to one of the great coaches on my team, Sheridan Cottrell, because she actually brought on, I think, over 10 clients and 2 coaches this month as well. And so huge props to Sheridan. Just a couple of tips is, like many people have said, is staying consistent and intentional, you guys. Being aware of, who you can be sharing with, new relationships that you can be forming. And as I was looking through my new clients, it really, about half of them were referrals. And so the nice thing is when we get clients, that there really are advocates out there sharing for us as they're walking their own journeys out. And so some key questions are, who's noticing? And then I like to also say is, as they're super excited and feeling good, is, oh my gosh, now that you can see what we offer, are there people in your life that you think could really benefit from this? And you almost always get names. And so, following up with that, and it's either going to bring referrals or lead them into coaching. So stay consistent. People are always looking for us. And so we just have to keep finding them. Thanks, Brad.
Oh, thank you. So awesome. And I just love the example, and you're just staying consistent and loving on people. There's an endless amount of people out there when you just move something forward every single day. So well done. I love everyone. And that's actually what we're going to recap right now is we had a good first full month. So most of these things that we're going to review is just all the things that we covered last month, the consistency. We rounded out 1 full month in coaching. So you guys are learning the cadence, the path, and the different high leverage things that we can do that don't take a lot of time. But if we focus on them, things move forward very quickly. So it's all the things you pretty much just heard from everyone. 1, remaining consistent, and 5 and 1 in your business. Using our maps, staying organizing and checking it daily, to go after, doing the high leverage activities, focusing on the people, having a list, adding to it, basically having a messy map by the end of the month. 3-way phone call celebration, team coaching, keeping it really fun, scheduling your week and your rocks in your schedule, not just getting to it when it's there. I think a big takeaway for a lot of people was scheduling some stuff and just doing a few things daily and having those rocks in your schedules. Having your client tracking system along the way there is one thing Abby mentioned really well. And then social media and posting on Facebook. Susan did a great training on that last week on the Tuesday 20. We have a Tuesday 20 training every single week, just for short 20-minute training on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. And it was a great training, as well as a great training today on just expanding your spheres of influence. So these are the things that, in this last month, we've really got the cadence of. So, the one thing I wanted to cover today is, because we were coming full circle now, is filling out your map. So quick on the draw. Who's got their map with them? I can't really see everyone, so it really doesn't matter who holds it up anyways, because I can only see a few people on my screen. But that's one thing that you want to have with you. And I just got to give some people some props. I'm just going to think of some people off the top of my head that have already sent me their map. So Denise and Frank Heinrichs, Brandon and Sarah Taylor, Dan, Annie and Antonio have already sent me their maps for the month. They've already known. Amber Newman already sent the map over for the month. So just filling this out and kind of focusing on what you're creating this month is really the key, taking that 15 minutes here. So over here, I'm going to go over it real quick because we've gone over it before, is your clients that are on full program. go over here on this side. Your top potential clients that you're loving on, go right there below, because they're getting healthy this month when you're focusing on them. Your coaches that you have right here that you're running with, the senior coach and beyond, go right here. So if you have someone that just signed up, like over the end of this last month, we had a lot of new people join us last month, they go here because we want to make sure we help them get their first 5 clients. And your support team, if you're on the newer side, will help you with that. And then also the people right here, keeping mindfulness of who is looking to pay it forward. Basically, and this is one thing I want to hit on because this is a skill set. A lot of people think that coaching is, all right, we work with clients and then, maybe they'll become a coach if they're right for it. It's all one and the same. Of everyone becomes a health coach. It's just, are they going to do it sooner or are they going to do it later? We don't push anyone to do it sooner because it's not about pushing someone to do something. It's just the next iteration of their health journey to pay it forward to others. And, if we had more time today, I'd probably call on a few of our new coaches, but like Abby, I know you kind of actually held out on coaching for a little bit, and I saw potential in you a long time ago. And look at all the people that have been helped because you became a coach, but also, it goes without saying how much your health journey has probably been elevated just by helping others. You can see the smile on your face. So everyone becomes a coach. It's just sooner or later or when they're ready to pay it forward. So keep a mindfulness of this right here, and then just check off your daily high leverage activities. Nikki talked about doing that, and surprise, surprise, she has people coming to her and getting healthy. So that's your map. You combine it with your contact list of everyone you're focusing on, and that's your away, you're ready to go, and you can focus on your month. The biggest thing to do here, guys, though, please don't skip this step. Really mark down what you want to accomplish this month, because goals don't happen by accident. And no one really ever did anything amazing just by tripping over it or doing it by accident. So mark down what it is you want to accomplish, because if you can see it, if you can visualize it, you can set out and accomplish it. And anything that matters to you, like a few things like this, we have our incentive trip that's popping up, and I got to congratulate. We have over 50 people, without the totals being updated for this month, over 2,000 points qualify for this trip. And we haven't even gotten to January yet. So congratulations. We already have 10 qualifiers. So congrats to everyone who's already qualified for the trip. So one thing I want you guys to check out this month, since this is a skill of inspecting your business and all the people you're helping, is where are your points at right now? Do you know how many points you have? And do you know the next steps for your next qualifications? I'll give you a little bit of a hint. If you keep doing the steps in this boot camp and you stay focused on helping people, you're probably going to get it done already. But you know what? Don't leave it to chance. Know exactly what it's going to be. And here's a few things to sweeten the pot. Terry Miller put together an awesome incentive for December that I'm really excited about. So to give you guys a heads up for announcements, if you're a newer coach and you have not reached 6,000 in frontline volume yet, for every 5 clients you start this month, you're going to get a $50 holiday cash for your account. So just by helping everyone, additional, just, sweeten the pot kind of a deal. So I know you guys are planning on doing it anyway. So for every 5 clients, you get $50 in holiday cash. So that's for all the people that are below 6,000 in frontline volume. If you are above 6,000 in frontline volume, don't think we left you out, because you're already a big thinker. For every you can earn an entry for every 5 people. You get a ticket into a raffle for an all-paid trip to Maui for 2. So either way, you kind of win there. So focus on that this month. This already is going to land you points for the incentive, which the other incentive that was out there was thrown out by Dr. A, again, landing us on helping people move forward and helping us achieve the incentive trip, is after Go Global, and we'll get to all that later, but Go Global is at the end of February. It's an event for an executive directors and higher. For anyone who sponsors 2 coaches this month, and they have at least an order of one full order, and then one of those coaches goes senior coach by the end of January. So that's 2 months from now. Really easy to do. You guys are already doing the steps. A few of you guys have already accomplished this. You will qualify for an additional training at Dr. A's house after Go Global. So that is something you would not want to miss. So all these incentives and perks are all the things that are going to be doing by just doing your business anyways and helping others. So I just want to give you guys that kind of heads up on how that worked. And the last piece is, just by doing the boot camp steps that we're laying out for you guys, the 5 and 1s you guys have been doing in your business, you will qualify for Go Global pretty much from where everyone's at in here. They'll move up a rank by helping your next 5 people. You'll bring on a coach that pays it forward. That you'll be making executive director by that point. Many people will go this month. Many people will go next month. But for the trip, because I wanted you guys to mark that down, because I want you guys to know with that and make sure you discuss that with your health coach, those that are newer. You guys can all make this incentive trip, and we all want you there in January or in March with us. If you just do the next few steps in the boot camp, so help your next 2 people, sponsor 5 clients, move forward probably 1 rank, you'll make a minimum of 2,500 points. So you can pretty much qualify just then and there. So I just want to give you guys kind of those tips to show you how quick it was, and another thing to add to your map that you guys can be tracking and focusing on this month. So that's pretty much what I've got for you guys today as far as announcements, celebrations, good tips from everyone that shared. Thank you. And right now I'm going to turn it over to Susan and Dawn for a couple of really tangible coaching tips that'll really help you guys as we move through this holiday season and really gear up for our new year.
All right. Hey, everybody. Let me adjust my screen. Anyways, really excited. So I don't have a PowerPoint. Tonight I'm going to be a little bit more unplugged. But the chat, by the way, Brad, if you didn't pick up on it, is blowing up. We love incentives, right? Just for doing what we would do anyway and helping people get healthy. So that's always super exciting. And I love that you kind of brought up some of the stuff that we've already covered. So as we got a chance to kind of brainstorm, you and Don and myself, we kind of downloaded and realized, one of the our desire is to transfer skill sets through this boot camp. And one of the highest skill sets too, we can really teach you, especially this time of year, is to really solidify your, I feel like a lot of people get this acquisition, how to develop clients. We're doing a lot of that on the Tuesday 20, but how to coach our clients well. On these tips and how to get organized. So we did I talked about scheduling your rocks and scheduling, but then how does that look so that we can support our clients well and that we have time to support more people? Because you guys, the new year kind of blows up in a good way. We're very excited about it. So we want to help solidify some of those skills. And I want to make sure, I guess, what was taught was caught. Does that make sense? We talked about your client support minders, and I posted a great video that Terry had done about how to organize them all. But I can't stress enough that getting organized right now, and even if you've had a binder, to do the work to kind of go through it and get reorganized for the new year, it will be a very high leverage activity now when we have the time so we can be fully prepared for the new year to help more people. So I just want to show and you don't even have to raise but if you have a binder or not. Then you also know just because you have a binder doesn't mean you use your binder, right? So really the question is, do you have a binder and do you use it? And if the answer is yes and yes, then yay, good for you. I guess the things I really, Terry talked about the well-being trackers, and that really that's what we're using. Unless you're using, there's health trackers and there's well-being trackers. Unless you're in a doctor's office and they're really only tracking people's health, I'm solely using well-being trackers. I have extra of those printed in my binder, but I just want to show you a couple things that I've added to my sections that have been really, really helpful for me, and just go over a couple solid tips to assist you guys. So section 1 is a list of all your candidates. I like to have it with me because I sometimes get 5 minutes waiting in a carpool line or whatever, and I like to be able to be very on purpose and intentional and track my follow-up. You heard from everybody that shared earlier, they're really good about their follow-up, and I bet you they all have a list of people. Like Abby, you shared, I have 43 people. You know exactly how many people you have on your list. I love that. That means you're very, very intentional. So section 2 is where all your new clients. So once you fill out your well-being tracker, it's going into this section. So what I have done that will just potentially, again, these are options, is I have done a day 1 through 4 tabs in there. Can you guys see that? Days 1, 2, 3, and 4. I like that because that's a section I check every single day. So after and Dawn's going to actually be covering what we do on days 1 through 4, so that'll make a little bit more sense for you. But as I call them on day 1, I'm moving into day 2. So my binder, I use this every single day. And the people that are on top, they're waiting for their food. When I, checked in with them day 1, then they get moved to day 2, and I continually go in that fashion. They stay in this section, you guys. So this is kind of my checkoff. They stay here until they're in a very strong fat burn. Dawn's going to be covering about a assisting your clients into a very strong fat burn. So I don't just move them because it's day 4 and because I want to. I mean, are they in, and I'm really asking myself, like, do they know how to adjust their next order? Are they in a strong fat burn? Have I done a 3-way celebration call with my support team? Those are kind of my 3 checkoffs. Like, because we're doing celebration calls. You heard from Nikki, you heard from Courtney, Abby. I mean, they've connected every one of their clients with their support team, usually at that 1 or 2 week mark. So they're staying there until those new clients are integrated, they are in a strong fat burn, they are moving into that second month, and then they move into folder 2. So I love that, Brad, you talked about the map today. My map's right here. And so what I would love for those of you that are seasoned and you've had your binder for a while, first of all, you want to make sure, is everybody here, do they have a well-being tracker, and are they in your binder? And are there a lot of people in your binder that aren't on here? And that's actually the one you have to kind of go back and do. Because sometimes we have a lot of people we're calling and we're coaching and they fill up our binder in certain areas. But you know what? In reality, they haven't ordered in the last 2, 3, 4 months. And no judgment, but you really want to run an orders report over the last few months. And really, this should be all your active current people. And what that will do is it'll decrease probably your client support time. You're really going to be supporting the people that you are actually coaching on what program that you kind of, divvied out for them or that you're working with them on. So that would be my other tip is this year is, as you're setting up this month kind of for the new year, is print out an orders report. This doesn't pertain to you new coaches. This pertains to some of us seasoned people. What you've done over the people that have ordered in the last couple months. So in section 2, how I have that section, or section 3, sorry, is I have more tabs. This says Eastern, Central, Mountain. So I have them all together. There's people not in my time zone. You can do each time zone separately, but that just gives me those are the people I'm calling first because they're always ahead. And then my Pacific. And then I have 2 more tabs here. I like to tab people that are in transition and maintenance. So they're not people that are necessarily on the front of my map because they're not necessarily full ordering clients, but they're people I'm checking in with maybe every other week or, every month. And I like to keep their well-being tracker on hand because those are people that I still am checking in with. So Dawn's going to kind of go over the nuances of how we support clients, but I guess I really just wanted to stress today why we have this, you guys, is it's professional. 2, it's duplicatable. So I've had coaches try to go develop all their own systems, and then they try to teach it to their team members, and their team members are like, what? I don't get it. Anyone can do this. So if you want a simple duplicatable business, let's just use the system that's already been laid out for you. It's been designed by some of the top coaches in the company. And then the next step is, can you teach it? So you don't need to set up your new coaches right away with this. I hear, a lot of new coaches came on board this last month. Once they have their first 5 clients, they can manage 5 on their own without having it all organized. Once they have 5, this can be their next step to help them really be able to coach 15, 20, 30. There's a lot of people on this call, Brad, right, that are coaching, 40, 50 clients a month. And so that sounds crazy to you. It doesn't feel crazy if you are well organized and you've kind of set your systems in place. So with that, Dawn, I'm going to pass it over to you because I know you have some great information for you guys, but I think it was just for me, just encouragement for you guys to, if you haven't done it, this is a high leverage activity for you guys just to kind of get that organized, and with questions, reach out to your business coach. So, all right, Dawn, you're on, my friend.
Thank you. That's amazing. I am going to share my screen here real quick. Let me get this up here. And seriously, that was just incredible, Susan. And can I just say, you guys, not, if you want a simple duplicatable business, you do. Trust us, you do. And Susan, I love that. I've got my binder here, and I've got my orders report in the very beginning, and I have my map right there in the very front of it. So, even as you're coaching 40 to 50 clients a month, which Brian and I do, it doesn't feel crazy at all. It's very doable. And in fact, I'll be going over some of the simple systems of how you do that here in just a second. So thank you, Susan, for setting it up just beautifully. So you guys, as we're really looking at, finishing up our first full month in boot camp, and people are bringing on lots of clients and coaches. I just want to do a quick systems check for client support, because really this is our vital role as health coaches. We talk about the things that we are compensated for as health coaches, bringing on new clients and supporting those clients, bringing on new health coaches, partnering with them and supporting them. Both those 4 things. That is what we do as health coaches. So a main part of that is our client support. And it's fun, it's simple, and above all, it's systematic. And I love that because as Brad knows, I'm not the most organized person. So I need things to be simple and systematic to keep my head on straight and to really keep a lot of people in forward motion in their health. So basically what we're going to kind of go over is, what do you do when someone says, yes, I'm ready for health? Because we've been talking a lot about how to share and some of the nuances. Next week, we're going to go over some of the soft skills of that. But really, you've got someone who said yes. What do you do then? So I'm just going to run through this really quickly. Very simple, very systematic. Your health coach can assist you, but we always facilitate their first order. Okay, we just keep it simple for them. So we always do that for them. It saves time. We choose the optimal favorites Be Slim variety pack 99.999% of the time. And there's an awesome video that Lisa Castro did, and it's in our modules on the back office training on why we do that. But really, it's to set them up for success so that they have all of the program materials that they need to not only fully get into a fat burn, but also have a full month worth of food, and then to have their habits of health, which, Susan, your health huddle today was amazing, really talking about that first, the habits of health, and kind of giving the sneak peek there. So if our clients are on those, they're definitely going to be wanting them if they don't have them. So that shows them that we've got their best interest in mind. And then we always set people up the same. Their username is their email, password is welcome one. Write down their information on your well-being tracker. Susan, like you, I use the well-being tracker 100% of the time. It is what my binder is full of. So then you add that into your client support binder, and you add them into your client Facebook support page. Okay, so some of you that are newer coaches, you're part of your mentors client Facebook support page. So please don't go start your own Facebook support page. Connect with your mentor on that. We run one for pretty much our entire organization. And then we have just a couple people who have huge organizations outside of that. They have their own. So really, everyone on this call is probably part of their mentors client support Facebook page. So add them in there, because building that community is key. Send a welcome email. The welcome emails have the well-being assessment attached to them. They're already done. You don't need to recreate the wheel on this, but make sure that we're sending them the important information there, and then just guiding our new clients to take a peek at that. They don't need to read through it all with a fine-tooth comb, but really start working through it and saving it for their reference. And then the first thing, as they're waiting for their program to arrive, is to download the ebook. It's free. It takes 45 minutes to get started reading it, and really download that well-being assessment. Take that assessment and send it back to you so that you can kind of start a dialogue with that even before they get their package in the mail. Have them call you when their program arrives. Just remember, you guys, this is super simple and fun. And I love it. Someone says, actually, a lot of people say, if you're not having fun, perhaps we're not doing it right. So just always remember that this is super simple, fun, and systematic. So now I'm going to talk about coaching into fat burn. And Susan, that's what Susan was talking about in those first 4 or 5 days. Sometimes, you guys, it could take 6 days. But really, we are partnering up with people to help them move forward on their health goals. So we're going to just confirm that they're into a full fat burn. And why is fat burn important, you guys? You can raise your hand. Who all here has been in fat burn? Who else in fat burn? Like, it's amazing. And what's the opposite of being in fat burn? The diet mentality. And when you say the word diet, I don't know about you, but I think not fun. I think being hungry, starvation, failing, falling off the wagon, being irritable, sort of just being restricted. All of those things come to mind. So it's got a very negative connotation, and honestly, kind of out there in the world. Well, it's really awesome that that's not what we do. We actually get to coach people into this magic of fat burning. And it's so systematic. Really, you follow the program and it works. And in 4 to 5 days, they're feeling better. So you guys all know that a 350 pound, 6'4" male can do the same program as a 5'2", 150 pound female, right? they can each do the 5-in-1 and they'll each reach their health goals. And that's because fat burn is super special and it works for people. And so we don't really ever need to change that. But again, like Susan said, there are different programs. So you're going to meet your client where they're at. You're going to find out what their health goals are and you're going to partner with them. But if they've chosen that reaching an optimal weight is where they want to head to, then fat burn is what we're going to help them do. So we're going to walk our clients into that. And it may take 4 days, it may take 6 or 7 days, but we're going to stay in touch with them until we know and we've confirmed that they're there. So how do you help them achieve fat burn? And then how do you support them to stay there? So I'm going to talk a little bit about our client support calls. You guys, these are all in module 4 in your back office and in your training. So if I'm going a little fast, I mean, you can take a screenshot, but these are going to be available for you, and stay tuned because there's probably going to be some more trainings on client support. But basically we do calls with them. So the night before, we're going to visit with them. There's an amazing video. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in the next slide. But we do a night before call before they get started. We do days 1 through 4, or again, 5 or 6, however long it takes them to get into a full fat burn. And then they get to graduate to weekly celebrations. And those are really fun. Notice I don't call them check-ins because, you know, we're not adults checking on little kids. We actually are celebrating with people that we're partnering with to their health. So these weekly celebrations are awesome. And Brad mentioned having a schedule. You know, I have them scheduled into my week on Tuesdays between about 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. It's when I do all my client celebrations. So my clients can expect me to call them then. I will leave them a message, an uplifting one. And if they don't happen to answer the phone, and then I let them know to call me back with any questions. I'd love to visit with them. So those weekly celebrations, they can expect me to call. And the value of team coaching is really awesome here because these are opportunities for you to invite your mentorship team in to do a client celebration call, a story call, whether it's day 4 and they've hit fat burn and you want to celebrate that they're down 4 pounds, they're feeling better, their energy's already up, they're already inspired and wants to join them. That's a great time to invite your mentor in and just to celebrate that, and also invite them to the full community that we have. So schedule those days in. So if you don't have a client support day and you're helping 5 or more clients, it might be a really good thing. Talk to your health coach, talk to your mentor, and see what works best in your schedule. What I love is that we get to work this around our schedules. The hours aren't optional, but they are flexible. And so you get to really work this into when it works best for you. So, and then we coach the optimal health, not the 5-in-1. So I just wanted to just touch on that really quickly because we really do partner with people to awaken their desire for health long-term. You guys, we don't coach a diet. And if we call people and are consistently talking about the food, beyond really week 1, we've kind of slipped into diet coaching. And so just, again, kind of step back and really, I'll talk about what the weekly support calls look like in a couple of slides, but just so you know, that's just really important because I spend a little bit of time diet coaching, and I can tell you that that's not nearly as much fun as partnering with people and walking along beside them and celebrating the steps of the way. And like Susan was sharing so much about, like, really finding out what they desire most and walking with them towards that. So the night before call, again, you guys, module 4 in your office in motion, there's an 8-minute video that walks you through all of this. We set them up for success. It builds that relationship of trust. We introduce them to the optimal health community, you guys. This is all really simple. They're going to get an email from Dr. A that just welcomes them on that night before calls when I go ahead and encourage them to opt in. Those are their virtual support videos. They're going to get a video each day that kind of walks them along in their first few days. And actually it continues on for several weeks. And it just invites them into the community and the support system. I also just confirm that they're part of our client support Facebook page and invite them to the calls and huddles and things. So I have them go over their welcome folder. I walk them through the quick start guide really quick, make sure they've taken a before picture. And then, it might be a really nice time to kind of touch on the team aspect and say, you know what, in a week or so, you're going to get to meet my health coach. Yep, I've got a health coach too. And he loves to celebrate with people when they've hit fat burn or they've got that first milestone. And so you're just kind of dropping that seed that they're going to probably meet your health coach. So that sets you up to schedule a client celebration call or a story call really, really early on. And then also you're just going to set them up for day 2 and let them know what to expect, that you're going to be hip to hip with them really for the first few days until they really get the hang of things, and that you're never more than a text message or phone call away to answer questions. So days 1 through 4. What does that look like? What are we saying? What are the questions that we ask? I've had some people ask, like, really, what do you say on those days? What I love and I wanted to share with you is, Susan just went over our client support system and our binder. Well, I went in today, and because mine were in my binder and kind of like I'd written on them and stuff, but I printed out new, basically the sheets that are right there for you. So it walks you through. I don't know if you guys can see this, because Susan, you're the one on my screen, but anyways, I'm holding them up, and it basically walks you through how to support your clients in their first week. So don't feel like you have to write crazy notes on all of this, but basically you're going to call them on day 1, and it's going to look a lot the same on days 2 and 3 and 4, but it's walk me through your day. How did things go from the time you woke up? When did you have your first meal? Okay, so their times of their meals, when they had their lean and green and what they had. You're going to check in and see, did they measure it? Did they weigh their protein? How many ounces of water? I refer people back to that quick start guide really often, because that's the tool. We aren't the teachers. We have all the tools. We refer them back to the tools, right? So if you give someone a fish for a day, you feed them for a day. If you teach them where to find the answer, you have given them a tool that they can use when it's the middle of the night and maybe they can't get a hold of you. So really, our role is to empower people. So use the tools, refer them back to the quick start guide. You don't have to have a cape on and give them the answers. So if someone asks you, how much half and half can I put in my coffee? I refer them back to the quick start guide. I refer them back to the condiment list, and I make sure that they know where to find those things. And then I will go ahead and answer their question if they can't find it in a couple of minutes or something, especially if it's day 1 or 2. So ask them other habits of health questions. Ask them how their sleep is, what was their activity level, how's their stress, what's going on at work. We're really partnering with them in these first few days. We want to understand what their life looks like so that we can help them work this in as seamlessly as possible. So just asking them some quick questions, anything that wasn't in the quick start guide, cross your lips. See, we talk about the quick start guide. It's pretty important. So I always have people keep that in their purse, keep that in their car, keep it with them for the first few days so that they can refer back to it. You know what? It's a PDF. It should be able to be right on their phone. You sent it to them in an email so they can kind of download it and have it right there, quick access. Anyways, during these days 1 through 4, we ask a lot of open-ended questions. So I'm not asking someone, did you eat your 5 meal replacements? Because then they could say yes when maybe they didn't. Maybe they ate 4. Or maybe they had 7. I don't know. So I'm wanting to really find out what they're doing, what they're really doing. And how many ounces of water did you eat? I'm just checking to see, did they read it? If they read it, did they catch it? And are they actually implementing it? Then I always ask if they've had any questions. And on days 4, sometimes 3, but usually 4 or 5, I'm assessing for those little clues of fat burn. So I'm asking them questions like, how's your energy? How's your hunger level? Any signs of ketosis they might have. And I'm really celebrating that, sometimes people feel amazing and it's this awesome sudden change and they feel it the second they wake up on day 4. And sometimes it sneaks up on people and they don't notice it quite as suddenly. And I don't want anyone to compare themselves to someone else or to me. So I really let people know that they may or may not feel a dramatic difference, but what they should feel is slightly increased energy or a lot increased energy and decreased hunger. And they should just overall feel better on days 4 or 5 whenever they pop into fat burn. So once they've popped into fat burn and I've confirmed that, I let them know that they've now graduated. They're beyond their first week. Usually they've reached fat burn and now they get to graduate to weekly celebrations. And that's a big thing. And so I let them know that. And so I let them know, I do my celebrations on Tuesdays. Would morning or early afternoon work best? And then occasionally I do have to make a little exception for someone and I will go ahead and call them maybe later on that evening or something. And lately it's gotten to where I have a couple of days where I've kind of split my celebrations up because it works best for me and my time schedule, but I also have kind of a morning time and an evening time available. So I graduate them to those days and times and let them know that they're going to be hearing from me then. And so those weekly celebration calls, you guys, are not that long. That's how we can support 40 to 50 clients, right? In a week. And it doesn't take 50 hours. It really only takes about 3 or 4. The calls are about 3 to 5 minutes long. They're usually no longer than 10. And that's maybe if someone has, something that they're prepping for. Like I can say the week before Thanksgiving, some of the calls were just a slight bit longer than 5-6 minutes because I was really helping them come up with a solid plan for what they were going to do. But I love that we had the video, so I could send them that. They watched it and then we talked. And I can tell you the people that watched that little video about setting up for success for Thanksgiving, our calls were about 3 minutes. They walked me through their plan. They were excited. They told me exactly what their goals were. And I even had people screenshotting me their little sticky notes of what they were going to have that day. So it was just awesome. So keep in mind, client support is fun. It's simple, and we really are mindful of, not only our schedules, but other people's time as well. We want to be respectful of people's time. I have the gift of gab. I would love to visit with some of my clients for an hour, but I don't, because I respect their time. And I know that it's really attractive. People want to share this. They want to pay it forward. And we are setting the tone for what it is like to have that coaching relationship and what we do as coaches with our client celebration calls. So the people that I have spent more time on the phone with often are like, oh my gosh, I don't have time. I don't know how I could help my mom and sister because there's no way I could work that into my schedule. Whereas if I'm mindful and I spend just the right amount of time with them, they're like, oh yeah, no problem. I can totally do that. So celebrate scale and non-scale victories, what they learned about themselves over the past week, what potential hurdles they might have coming up this week that you can help make a plan with them. And really my favorite piece, and as I'm kind of wrapping up this section, is who's noticing? That's my favorite question. Usually have these 4 questions kind of, down as I'm running through my client support calls. And my favorite is, when they're having an awesome week and we're celebrating that they're down a pant size and that they went to work and their boss noticed, I'm definitely celebrating that. And oftentimes I'll invite them to a client story call or a celebration call just to share that little tidbit. So, of course, our clients are going to see success because that's what we do best. We have predictable transformations, and those transformations are astonishing. And people around them notice. They notice not only that they're looking amazing, but that they're feeling great and that they're positive and they're happy. So much more changes than just the physical outward appearance with our clients. So you guys, this is the season to really share. Like our clients are out there. They are seeing lots of friends and family. There's lots of work events, families, there's just lots of activity. People are seeing more people than normal this time of year. So our job is really to celebrate that and to empower them that those people that are noticing, we can do it together with them. And so on our client celebration calls, I do a lot of visiting with them, celebrating, seeing who's noticing, and then educating them. We have an amazing pay it forward program. And really that is in the form of referring their friends or family to me. I am honored to help and coach them. But really a lot of people want to be coached by someone that they know and someone that they trust and love. And so if they'd be open to exploring it, I want to explore what health coaching would be for them and what it would look like and how it would possibly be the best fit for their friend or family member. So I set up a celebration call. I ask them if they want to explore what that would look like. And I usually ask them to really kind of maybe introduce me to their friend or family member on a Facebook message. And then we get started and we start celebrating with them. And then we jump on the phone and visit. And it's a great way to build community and invite them to join in the fun. I encourage our clients to invite their friends and family who are noticing and really interested in possibly doing program into our client support group. So check with your mentor, check with your health coach if it's okay to add your friends and family into those support pages. But I find it's a great way for them to really see what the community is about. And really, you guys, this is a time of year when people will come to us because they're thinking about the new year, they're thinking about their resolutions and what they want to do. But what we have the honor of doing is we meet them where they're at. We're going to help them get started on whatever program we have is a good fit. And then we get to basically awaken them, just little steps, and maybe it'll come right away, but we get to awaken them to what it's like to live an optimally healthy lifestyle and to become part of our awesome community. So I just want to close up and congratulate you guys on your first full month of boot camp. That's pretty awesome. I love that we're celebrating so many successes and all of the lives that are being touched. You guys consistently consistency is key, as you heard from Abby and the girls at the beginning. I mean, follow up, consistency, connecting with your mentors, doing those 3-way calls. Really, really hang in there and stay consistent, because when you do that, it's what we do day in and day out. And when we have a lot of fun, it builds great things over time. From someone who's been coaching for about 6 years, absolutely the best thing ever is just staying consistent, staying plugged into the community, and continually reaching out to people and just loving on them. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Brad, to take it from here. Or Susan, if we lost Brad.
Nope, I'm still learning how to unmute myself. So, Dawn, great stuff tonight. I want to thank everyone that tuned in. Congrats on the first boot camp, everybody. This was well worth staying up. It's 4 a.m. here now, and I would, of course, stay up for this because it's been so fun to see all you guys and all that you guys are doing. So, congrats. Hopefully, you guys all hear me good right now. The internet hasn't really been good in Germany, so I'm just making sure I didn't lose you middle of it, and I think I may have just now. Everyone's freezing. All right, anyways, I think it's good.
We can hear you, Brad.
Okay, good. All right, I'll keep going. Hopefully I don't miss anybody. Anyways, I just want to say great job this month, everybody. So awesome. Love the tips. Abby, Nikki, Amber, and Courtney, great stuff. Susan, Dawn, thank you so much. I'm just going to leave you with week 5's action steps. We're going to change it up a little bit from the last few weeks. Is one, now that we've completed a full month, checks that you have the basics down. And again, these are just simple, the ones that we have here. So number 1 is that you have your map done and that you've texted it over to your support team. Do that right now real quick. And I really want to encourage you guys all to write down executive director. If you're not executive director next or yet, or if you're setting yourself up, you guys can make it this month. You can see that it's happening. We've had a lot of executive directors just in November alone, and we haven't even got to the new year yet. So I'm going to encourage you guys to write down something you want to accomplish. Weekly schedule set up, 5 and 1 in your business, helping people create health, and really getting those 3-way phone calls in. The next tip is start setting up your 2016 list. If you didn't see the Tuesday 20 today, Susan knocked it out of the park. And guys, I just got to tell you, like when you set this up, like Abby was talking about, we're going to go nutso on this new year. And when you have it written down, it just happens. So we're going to go a little bit more over that in depth next week. That'll be our what we're going to be doing next week, and some tangible tips on that. Then number 3 is the same thing we do every single day. Set yourself to take advantage of those holiday incentives. Start 2 clients this week and start 1 coach on their path. This is the best time for a coach to get started, because if they launch in the new year right now, it's the best time right now. So this is the best time to sponsor. So this is the action steps this week, guys. So enjoy doing this with you. It's been so much fun this last month. Keep up the great work, and thank you everyone who shared tonight. Let's go make it a great December and set up our 2016 right now. Talk to you guys later.
Thanks, Brad, for getting up and being with us.
Danke, Brad. Danke.
Danke.
Yeah, thanks.